Hey guys, it's the Chad, your C10 truck nerd. Recently, I just finished parting out a 1969 Chevy C10 that we called Donna the Donor. Well, now that she's gone, I'm bored, and I thought I had another truck lined up, but that thing's been sitting in title work limbo for months. Well, I'm kind of tired of waiting on it, so I decided to start searching around. Well, I can tell you, a guy like me that's got a truck addiction should not be staying up late searching the old face space for trucks. Why? Because something like this may end up in the driveway. Great. Maybe the wife won't even notice. She notices everything. Well, if you guys haven't been keeping up with the channel, I had a neighbor or two complain to the city that they didn't like my trucks or all the truck parts sitting in the driveway, so the city gave me 30 days to get things cleaned up or I could face a fine. So I did the right thing and just violently parted out that 69 C10 right here in the driveway before my time was up. Well, now that she's gone, I figured, hey, why not bring another beauty queen right back into the neighborhood to spruce things up? By now, I'm sure most of you guys know that the 1971 is my favorite year of these old trucks. I just loved the front nose on them. They were a factory 5-lug setup with front disc brakes, and 71 is just a very sentimental year to me. Every time I see one, I'm like, ooh, maybe I should buy that one. Why? Because I'm an idiot and I just don't have very much self-control. Now, when I saw this one posted a few weeks ago, I reached out to the seller with my basic questions of, does it have a title? Does it have a VIN plate? And if so, can you send me a picture of the VIN? Well, he responded right away and said, hey, it's only a bill of sale, which is okay in Kansas, but he couldn't get me the VIN because he said it was at the owner's house. I'm like, why are you selling it if it's at the owner's house? Well, the more questions I asked, the less responses I got until he just completely ghosted me. And then the truck was sold. Now, a few days later, this truck popped back up on the old face space. Well, at least some of the parts did for sale. So I reached out to that guy and said, hey, would you be willing to sell the whole truck? Well, he said, no, I really bought it so I can use the bed for a truck that I'm building. And I was like, well, oh well. Well, a few days later, he reached back out to me and said, hey, this truck bed is not near as good as I thought it was, so why don't you take a look at the truck? Well, he sent me the VIN, so I did a little check on the history, and it was all clear. So I ran out there and looked at it, and it's just a big blue giant turd, and I really didn't need it. And then peer pressure set in, and I bought the truck. Well, I really don't feel too bad about it because I spent way less money than the first guy was even asking, and this owner delivered it to the house. I mean, how can you go wrong there? I wish all my deals worked out like that. So what we have here, folks, is a 1971 Chevy C10 long bed. Now this one's going to be the custom tin flavor with very few options. And when I say very few, I mean like 3 that's listed on the SPID. Now, being a base model truck, it would have came with a inline 6, no power, no AC, no tilt, no fancy interior. I mean, truly what it's got going for it is a little bit of character and some really nice patina. Now, what drew me into this truck is it is a 71. It had a newer set of rally wheels on it, a real clean cab, and clean title history. Now, that clean title history is important here in Kansas because it's going to allow me to go through and apply for a Kansas antique title right off of that bill of sale. And that's huge if I want to sell this truck down the road, and I'm also going to be able to ask more money for it. So why don't we do a quick walk around of my next complaint from the city. So like I said before, this is one of the more complete trucks that I bought this year, which is kind of sad. Now, the front end's pretty much all there. I do have another plastic inner grille to put in there. It's got the newer set of square body rallies. Good front fender. There's no rust up in the roof line or the A-pillar. This door, yeah, it's seen a better day. Same with the rockers, but that's pretty common. Bedsides are straight, but it looks like some metal mites have been chewing on the side of the bed here, which I'm really not familiar with rust being here. It's usually in the bed itself, but this one, it's clean back there. It does have a bumper so I can move it around. It did take a kiss on the back quarter over here, which I have another one that if I want to fix the truck or if I'm going to sell it, it can go with it. But the rest of the bed is pretty straight. This door is good. This has the factory, I don't know, disco ball window. Looks like somebody's been shooting it with a BB gun. This fender is not so hot, but a good hood. I mean, all in all, just a pretty cool patina truck. So let's go through and see what it's got under the hood. Maybe inline or 350? Oh, it's the same engine that all of them have. Nothing. Now under the hood here, this is a clean firewall. There's no through rust. Most of the wiring still here, the throttle. You know, there's a little bit of rust on the inner fender skirts, but truly pretty clean under the power barn. So let's take a quick look at the interior. Now it still has most everything to it. The door panels, the seat, it could use recovered. Still got the rubber floors. Looks like a factory steering column delete on this one. There's no rust up in the eyebrows or anywhere in the cab itself. I mean, it's really clean. I didn't know these were coming with it, which is a bonus, but got the beauty rings and there's center caps down there and radiator hold downs, just a bunch of miscellaneous crud that I'll take. Now, gas tank still in here, full of pure varnish, which is not good, but oh well. Let's take a look at the VIN. So this is a Chevrolet. It is a two-wheel drive, 6-cylinder, half-ton. That is a cabin bed, 1971, built in old St. Louis. And this is the 15,062nd truck. So yeah, there's your VIN decode. It's got good spray foam in the cab corners. Looks like a truck that I've worked on before. But truly, other than just needing rockers and cab corners, this cab is solid. So when I told my oldest human we were bringing home another truck, she asked if she could name it, and I said, absolutely. So tell them what you came up with.
Bluey!
Bluey. Well, if you guys aren't familiar with the cartoon show called Bluey on Disney, it's about a pretty ornery blue heeler. Tell him what his dad always says.
His dad? Bluey's a girl.
It is? I've been saying Bluey's a boy this whole episode. Whoops. So what's her dad's favorite line?
Aw, biscuit.
Aw, biscuits. Can't believe I've been calling Bluey a boy. So now we've welcomed Bluey home, and I'm not quite sure what to do with him. At first when I bought him, I thought I was going to build him up into being a patina driver, but I'm having some second thoughts now. There's just so many good usable parts left of this old truck that I could be using on some of my other builds. Well, I got a couple buddies that are needing some parts. One guy's needing a 5-lug chassis that he can cut down. Another guy needs a 68 to 72 cab in really good condition with a title. Now Bluey kind of meets the criteria for all of those things. Well, I'm not a big fan of chopping one of these trucks up prematurely, but sometimes parting one of them out can make you a lot more money than selling it as is. Well, let me know what you guys think I should do. Should I keep it? Should I part it out? Should I sell it as is? Well, let me know down in the old clickety-clack, and while you're there, hit that like button and subscribe. If you guys didn't know, I recently started my own FaceSpace page, so you can check that out to see what I'm doing in between videos. Well, next time we're going to go through and give Bluey one of those driveway detail jobs and make that final decision. Well, I appreciate your time, and thanks for watching.